Hello valued viewers, I hope you're all doing very well. It's mid-July 2024 and it's very exciting because we have three new flyable aircraft in DCS, the F-5E Tiger, the F-86F Sabre and the Mig-15bis. Today we're going to do a quick guide on these aircraft, how to buy them, how to install them, how to set your controls, how to set them in the mission editor, and then we're going to have some fun flying them. But first you say, but wait, we've already got these aircraft in DCS. They've been in DCS for years, and absolutely they have, but in a different format. The existing aircraft in DCS are high fidelity. The new ones added are low fidelity, otherwise known as flaming cliffs. There are two types of aircraft module in DCS, high fidelity and low fidelity. High fidelity is the version where the cockpit is fully modelled. You can press every lever and switch and button, and the systems behind the aircraft are all modelled. The low fidelity aircraft, known as flaming cliffs, are much more simplified. You cannot click on any of the controls in the cockpit. Instead, a simplified, more arcade type system is used to control the aircraft. Now don't let that fool you. Don't think that the flight models are bad. They're not. They're probably just as good as the high fidelity. It's just the way you interact with the aircraft is far simpler. So first, how do we purchase these variants? So if I go to the base Eagle Dynamics website and I go to products and I go to planes, they just so happen to be at the top of this list at the moment. You can either buy a pack, Flaming Cliffs 2024, and that will include F-15C, A-10A, Su-27, J-11, Su-33, Su-25, Mig-29, Mig-29S, plus the three new ones, F-5E, F-86F and Mig-15bis, all of them low fidelity. Or you could buy the three new ones individually, here, there, and there. Finally, if you already have the existing older version of Flaming Cliffs, known as Flaming Cliffs 3, like I did, then there is an option to upgrade for $9.99 to add on all of these three new extra ones, and I'll endeavour to put a link to that option in the video description. Next, let's look at installation. From the main menu of DCS, we click on this guy up here. It's Module Manager. It will detect if there's aircraft that you've bought but haven't installed. In this case, I've bought these particular ones, but I haven't installed them yet. You will just tick them and then go OK, and it'll all magically, automatically install them, but I don't need to today. Next, let's look at the controls. To set our controls, we go to the cogwheel up here, pip, and then we go to controls, and then we select each of our aircraft in turn. So for the F5, that's the high fidelity F5, and FC is the Flaming Cliffs or low fidelity version of the F5. Now these three aircraft have almost identical controls. That's one of the cool things about Flaming Cliffs. So I'm just going to show setting up the controls for the F5, and that will also encompass the other two aircraft. First, with it selected, I'm going to do the axis commands. It looks very complex here, but don't worry, it's actually very simple when you learn your way around it. So assuming that you have a joystick, then first we're going to set the pitch. You can find that here. You can see my controllers at the top. A joystick, a throttle, and I've got some rudder pedals here. To set one of them, you double click on it like that, and then you move the thing or press the button you want to bind to it, and then press OK. So in this case, pitch is the control stick forwards and backwards. So let's push it forwards, let's push it backwards, and as you can see, it's picked it up there. If you want to go and do more complex stuff, like tune that axis, I can click on it there, go to axis tune and mess around with it, but generally I don't bother anymore. Roll is going to be control stick left, and right rudder is going to be your rudder pedals, left and right, the main axis. If you don't have rudder pedals, that's okay. You can use another axis on your HOTAS, or you can even use keyboard commands. In fact, you don't even need a control stick. You can do everything from keyboard if you want. Next is going to be our thrust axis. For the other two aircraft, they just have thrust because they have one engine. For the F5, it has two engines, so you need thrust left and thrust right. And obviously, I use my thrust levers I have here. Wheel brakes is a great thing to have, left and wheel brake if you can. If you have toe brake axes on your rudder pedals like I do, that's a really useful thing to have. Again, if you don't worry, there's various other ways around it. You can have something bound on your HOTAS as an axis, or you can just have a key on the keyboard if you want. Finally, zoom view, I always recommend if you can, as an axis somewhere on your HOTAS. It just helps you zoom in and zoom out. Next, we're going to work our way through the non-axis controls. The way I always like to do this is just my habit is to go here, scroll down to the bottom and start at the bottom, weapons in this case. I can select the cannon, and I can either have a keyboard bind here, or I can have HOTAS binds here, and I've just set a couple of HOTAS binds up for it on my control stick, and I've made sure that the controls match the other aircraft in DCS as well, so I always have the same controls to do more or less the same thing. Next, I can cycle through my different types of weapons, rockets, bombs, cannon, whatever. Here I've got a couple of joystick buttons set to that. Weapon fire will fire the gun in these aircraft, so set that up as your trigger obviously on your control stick, and weapon release, probably a button on your control stick, will drop bombs and fire rockets. Only thing to point out is that the Mig-15 has cannon, but it also has gun select, because it has a cannon and a gun, so you can have a button for the cannon and a button to select the gun. But remember, weapon fire will always fire the selected gun or cannon. Next, work our way up. No. Systems. It will be useful to have an air brake. Either you can set it here to toggle, or I like to have it off and on so I get full control of it. And I've just got buttons here on my throttle lever. Another one to have is flaps. I like to have them landing position, so that's fully down, and flaps up here. Again, a couple of buttons on my throttle grip. You might choose to set ones for engine start if you intend to do some engine starting and stopping, or you can just memorize these default keyboard commands. Nose wheel steering you'll need, so I've set that as a button on my joystick, and there are other ones you can do, but for the other ones I've decided to just leave the base default keyboard commands. Next, let's go to sensors. The most complex aircraft with the sensors is going to be the F5, so this will encompass everything. You want to pretty much bind everything here. I've got target lock here as the normal target lock button on my joystick. I've got the designator controls, the target designator that you'll use in your beyond visual range radar, and I've just put them as the keyboard keys, up, down, left and right. You want a couple of buttons on either your HOTAS. Again, this can be HOTAS or keyboard. I'm just being lazy and doing my keyboard. Scan zone up or down will aim your radar up or down relative to the horizon, and I've just done a couple of keys there. Radar display, zoom it in, zoom it out. I've done a couple of keyboard buttons there. Radar on and off is the I button or the I key as default. Return to search, you'll definitely need that, so get something there that you can smack quickly, and you may change your gun sight here with that control there. Next, radios, no I won't bother. Mode, work the same in all Flaming Cliffs 3 aircraft. You can put yourself in a navigational mode, you can put yourself in a beyond visual range radar mode, a close air combat mode, an air to ground mode. You can either use the default keyboard commands, or you can add in HOTAS commands for one or more of those. And next we're going to go to general. No, in fact there's nothing there I want. In fact, flight control will be next. Probably the only one I'm interested in here is going to be my trim, and so I'm on my trim hat on my control stick or flight stick. I've set just up, down, left and right trim for that, and I'm not bothered with rudder trim. Next, countermeasures, very simply set up. Countermeasures dispense chaff and flare. I've set a couple of buttons on my throttle grip. And that's going to be it. So that encompasses setting up all 3 aircraft. As I said, there's one extra command for the Mig-15, and I don't think there's any extra for the Sabre. Right, guys, just reminded me of something important, guys, and that is, if I can find it, is it systems? Yeah, it's really useful to also bind this one. Nose, strut, switch, extend, retract. That increases the angle of attack just specific to the F5. It really helps you take off. So I'm just going to put it as a nominal key to try and remember Q. Right. Cool. Very quickly, viewers, just in case you're brand new and you want to make your own mission, quickly show you how to find the aircraft. So if I made a new mission, in mission editor, Afghanistan is the map I've selected. Go to an airfield. This one there, well, why don't we fly from this one here today? Let's make it a blue airfield. Let's click on a new aircraft. Let's put it, say, there. I want to fly the F5 Flaming Cliffs, so scroll down here. F-5E FC Flaming Cliffs. I want to make it client so that I can fly out in single player and multiplayer. I want to start it taking off from the ground. I want to go and arm it up, and I can change my weapons loadouts, and that's as simple as it is. I'll click on that green command there, select the plane, and that's me flying. So we just need to show flying them, and they're all extremely easy, viewers. So we've got a simple mission here. We've got a bunch of boys. Hello, boys.
Hello.
Hello.
We're going to do the same mission, and we're going to fly 3 different aircrafts in it. First, we're going to jump in the F-5s here, and it's going to be armed with relatively modern sidewinders and a fuel tank, and we're all going to scramble to intercept at a vector of 315 a bunch of supersonic bombers at 20,000 feet. They're going to bomb our base, so we must stop them, 12 of them. As soon as we've done that, probably won't bother RTBing. We'll just jump straight, or maybe we'll bother RTBing actually. We'll jump in the Sabres. They'll be equipped with some rockets, and of course its internal gun. We'll take off and we'll head northeast up this river here, 15 miles to attack a base that's moderately defended. The job of the Sabres is not to destroy the buildings, but to destroy the defending units, which will be watchtowers and infantry with our rockets and our guns. Then we'll either RTB or just spawn in the 3rd aircraft, which will be Mig-15, which will be equipped with 2 bombs, plus its gun, plus its cannon. That will take off, go to the same base, and the last thing we're going to do is to bomb these buildings. Welcome in, viewers. I'm going to show my controls at the bottom right of the screen just in case you're interested in my stick and my rudder and my throttle. Okay guys, let's go and get those bombers. I'm going to put my nose strut up first. So pick nose strut button pressed. Alright, off you go guys. Apart from the guy who hasn't set his controls up, you can stay behind. To turn, viewers, I'm going to push and hold nose wheel steering button as we saw, and I'm going to use my rudder axis like that guy's failing to do at the front. To stop, I'm going to just push my axis for my wheel brakes. Right, off we go. This is actually our first time trying these 3 jets, viewers, but they're so simple. Literally, this shows how quickly one of the guys is literally binding his controls as we speak. Go on, guy. I'll catch up, but just go.
Oh, you don't have to hold nose wheel steering.
Yeah, it takes a while to get used to this one.
Well, no, you don't have to in this with this one.
No, that's the normal one. Yes.
Right.
No? I mean, you normally do with the other one.
Yeah.
That takeoff seemed ridiculously long.
Yes, agreed. Right, obviously I use my rudder to stay central there, viewers. Gear up. Right, I'm going to put myself in a beyond visual range mode with the button that we saw earlier. Make sure my radar is turned on, and it is. I'm going to change the range of my radar, which I can see in this knob here, which was the button that was called radar. What was it called? Scan zoom or something like that, I think it was called. Actually changes the, well, not the range of the radar, but the range of the display is what it actually does. Right guys, you're on a heading 310 or thereabouts. Last one there's a rotten egg. Begs the question, guys, are we ever going to fly these, or do we want to stick to the high fidelity ones? I personally feel like sticking for the high fidelity. For the simple reason, none of these in high fidelity are actually very complicated. You can do it all in about 5, clicks, can't you? In terms of the cockpit, as far as I'm aware, it looks the same as the high fidelity, and the 3D model and the flight model and all that, they're the same as far as we can tell. Is the Flaming Cliffs a good thing in general, viewers? Absolutely. As I like to say, if it wasn't for the simplified aircraft, I would never have got into DCS, so not much to say really. Going into one of the high fidelity A10s was just too much for me, so I got the Flaming Cliffs and learned from there.
Visual bombers.
First one to shoot one down, just not by the beers. Right, has anyone got the radar yet? You may need to slew your radar up or down a bit. I'm going to slew my radar up to the horizon and see if that helps pick them up. Yes, it does. Slew your radars. They're in an air-to-ground configuration as standard, or a look-down configuration for some reason. We have hostiles there, viewers. Right, I'm going to move to a 20-mile scan now, so fit 20 miles. There they are. I can now start moving on the radar screen, which is there, obviously. My target designator about onto the baddies. Oh, I can't yet. I can only look like at that range there, whatever that is. Maybe it's 10 miles, I can't remember. I can see my guys there, those little 2 guys there. At the bottom right, that's my 2 friends in front of me. I'm going to try locking now. And I think I've locked, so I've got ranging information coming through now on the gun sight.
Cannonball Fox 1 or Fox 2.
Can't fire unless I get a tone though, and I don't have a tone.
Missed.
Yeah, you'll get a lot of that today. Come on, let me have a tone. I'm listening for the tone. No, mate, I couldn't get a tone.
You gotta put them in the top of the HUD.
Try again. Oh, I was putting them in the gun sight, that's why. Alright, they're fast, so stay fast, guys. Oh, someone got one. Right. question to the viewers, how much friendly fire is about to happen? All of the friendly fire? Alright,
Fox 2.
Right, gotta find the area on my...
Splash.
in my glass, hold on, where my tone is. There's tone, but I don't know if it's a bomber or a fighter.
Flash.
Well done, boys. Right, well,
Fox 2.
definitely got a tone on the bombers, and
Splash.
Fox 2. Suck it down, baby. Man, these guys are fast. Really fast. Can't actually keep up.
Splash one with guns.
Done. Are these guys? Alright, don't need to do anything to go to my guns. They'll just fire, so we'll wait. In fact, I'm going to go to ACM mode. Press it. Alright, we have gun ranging now. Alright, let's do some gunnery. Let's just shoot fish in a barrel, guys.
Flash.
Right, long range shot. Right, I'm in range, it says. It's further away than you think, viewers. It's a big bomber. It's really deceiving.
Oh.
Oh, we had to have the friendly fire. We had to have the friendly fire.
I got a 4th kill just before you killed me, so...
I think that's all the bombers, guys. Let's head back to base, and the last to land buys the beers, and then we'll jump in our scabers. No, we haven't tried landing these yet either, viewers, so it'll be fine. Oh, I wonder if the parachute works. It's got to shoot, isn't it?
It does.
Drop my tank off. Left control and whiskey. That works.
Because there's no way to control the fuel balance in this one, is there?
It's all done automatically, I noticed, so you don't have to worry about it. It balances itself automatically. So you'd have to balance left and right V tanks, viewers, in the high fidelity one, but it does it with itself, which I'm slightly grateful for, actually. Maybe I will fly this one instead. Right, 300 knots. The mark on the speedo, the yellow, is the gear down. Don't go put the gear down any lower than that. Any higher than that, sorry. Get slow, get slow, get slow. Oh, someone's beating me to it. No, they're taking off. Fine. Gear down. Gotta get some dragons.
About to say, you don't have your gear down, Cap.
Do now. Get draggy, get draggy. Notoriously slippery aircraft, viewers. I'll do this slow. Also, we've got the bumpiest land runway in the world. I'm going to have to go around, aren't I? Looks like I'll be buying the beers, guys. Damn it.
Except I'm having to bind control stand, so...
Let's try it out again. This plane has tiny little wings, viewers, and it's very... Well, it can be dangerous to fly at low speeds, so you've got to be a little careful at slow speeds. Let's see if I can get a little stall in here. You see me buffeting, shaking. My wings are overworked, and we're going at 200 knots. It's just... It's no F-16. F-18. Alright, let's see if I can recover from that. And then... Alright. Unloaded. 200 knots. Feels about right. Bringing it down, guys. In a sort of controlled fashion, sort of not controlled fashion. Hey, I've done worse. Hey, buddy! P is if P button puts the parachute out. And of course it doesn't. Yes, it does! Oh! Did not see that coming. 100%. Hey, I didn't die. That's a bit weird, but you know what? I'll take it. Perfectly acceptable GR landing, I'd say. Wait, one more guy coming in. Did anyone survive?
I did.
I did.
Simba did.
3 survivors. That's not bad for us.
The berm
I was
helped.
pretty sure you said land the reciprocal the way we took off.
I did, but most people would ignore me. Oh no, I ignored myself. Sorry, that was my fault. That's my bad, guys. That's my bad. But it usually is. Guys, sabers! Okay, bombers successfully destroyed. Next, we're in the F-86s for a bit of ground attack. Viewers, these can carry sidewinders out of interest, but we don't need to do any air-to-air. Right, boys, please get onto the runway and wait there. Viewers, I'm going to show you how to do taxi this one. You also can use the nozzle steering button, as we saw before, but we found this one really hard to use. So we found a better way of steering it on the ground is actually use what we call differential wheel braking. So that wheel brake axis to turn left and that one there to turn right, and you can see on my controller at the bottom there. This gives you much better control than using the nozzle steering. I can't remember whether it's like that in the full Fidelity one or not, but it's definitely like that in the Flaming Cliffs one. Otherwise, cool plane. Late 1940s, early 1950s subsonic fighter bomber. Flaps down, guys. We're at a high elevation here, and I presume we're going to need flaps down, generally speaking, anyway.
I would probably stand on the toe brakes and spool up before taking off.
Yep.
Yeah, because once you hit those bumps, it's going to break your gear.
Right, look at this, viewers. It's going to be a sexy, sexy formation to take off. Right, are we all going to do it then? We're all going to go on the brakes and go full power? Oh my God. Alright, I'm just going to get myself straight because my caster's all over the place. Alright, what can possibly go wrong, viewers? Right, everyone, full power but on the brakes. And we're going to try taking off in... Wait for the spool, wait for the spool. 3, 2, 1, go. 6,000 pounds of thrust. Punch it, Uncle Myers. Right, how many crashes are we going to get, viewers? Look at that beautiful formation saber takeoff. We've probably chosen the worst airfield for the Sabre, viewers. It's got very, very delicate front gear that notoriously...
I got Grandma in front of me riding his brakes down the runway.
Awkward. I think I just broke my front gear. Right, rotate at what, 120 knots, something like that. And rotate, and we're up. Alright, guys. Flaps up. Check the flaps visually, and pick them up. Right, going to go air to ground mode. Viewers, as we saw on the controls, that's now set up for rockets. Will press weapon release to fire the rockets. If anyone can find a heading for the base, that would be beautiful. It's east, northeast, wasn't it, guys? Very important to say, viewers, this is a subsonic aircraft, but it's so powerful that it will actually force its way towards the sound barrier. But aerodynamically, if you go above Mach about 0.95 on the Mach meter there, you'll actually lose control of the jet and crash. Now that, if you're new, that will be a massive source of frustration. So just understand, you must never go above Mach 0.95 or thereabouts. You'll lose control completely, especially in a dive. If you go in a dive, as we'll do in a minute, you must come off the power and ensure, or at least ensure, you don't go above Mach 0.95. Same with the Mig-15. It's just the limitations of the tech at the time. Guys, what compass heading are you on out of interest?
071.
070, yep, got it. I'm just navigating like that, viewers. There's our speeds in hundreds of knots, airspeed, and there is our Mach. Guys, I can't find the friggin' base.
I got a tally on it.
Found it, right. Right, I'm going to go in rockets first. Viewers, we're shooting around the buildings first for the troops to try not to hit the buildings. And we're going for the guard towers. So, in with rockets, weapon release to fire, viewers. They're moderately slow, or should I say they dip quite a bit, so aim above the target and fire. Maybe not that far above the target. Roof. Before we re-attack, go several miles out, viewers. Don't try to immediately re-attack. It will always end in tears. The plane's just not designed to do it. So go out a few miles like this, climb if you want, or go laterally. And then when you feel you're 2 or 3 miles out, in this case I'm going to yo-yo back in. And because I gained altitude, that means I'm going to have gravity to help me down, which means I don't want to overspeed, remember, so off the power.
And of course, if you're slower, you have more time on target.
And more time on target. Yeah, it's always a mix between not going too slow to become a target, but not overspeeding your jet. Back on the power for the uphill, obviously. I think the troops are dead, so I think we're going in for guns on the towers, guys. To do that, press the cannon button. Of course, we get the cannon, a caged cannon reticle now. And a really dodgy approach there. Be really careful about diving down steep like this, viewers. It's very dangerous. Off the power, dive down, but be careful. Don't pull out too late. Giggity. Yeah, that's almost an impossible approach angle, so let's go around properly. Probably want to dive in somewhere between, I don't know, 10 and 30 degrees, so I'd imagine would be best. Alright, feels better. Rocking in. Off the power. Got to compensate for the bullet dip manually. Whew. Power on. Back in. Off the power a bit. Lower angle, 10 degrees this time. The steeper you dive, the more concentrated your bullet fire will be, round fire will be. Vice versa with a low shallow ingress.
Uh-oh.
Oh, well, what did you do? Oh,
Oh,
fire!
no. I saw a big fireball. No, that wasn't me. I just saw it.
Yeah, that was me.
Oopsie, someone went too low.
I did
I don't see any
destroy
guard
a guard tower, though.
That's important.
Yeah, every guard tower's done.
Oh, right, well, that's it then, viewers. Go on, let's try and land them. Last one back's a rotten egg. Let's see who can risk compressibility the best. Right, guys, heading home. Reciprocal of, what was it, 270. 270 minus 180 is...
09.
51.
No, it's reciprocal of 070 actually, so plus 180.
251.
251. Okay, 251 it is. Oh, my compass is broken. No, it's not. See you back at home, guys.
The landing going up the hill.
Cap, you have a few extra rockets you can get rid of.
I was going to use them as brakes.
I think we should all land going downhill.
Which way is down now?
Go left
Switch it off.
on the way back. You'll want to come in from your left to your right.
Yes, sir. Landing downhill it is. What could possibly go wrong with that, guys? Running in and cut. Just hit 0.95 gears. Just started losing control. Air brake out. This is called the famous expedited Grim Reaper's landing, viewers. You can do it. You can be just like me. Ah, I couldn't get slow enough. Dognammit. Come on, get slow. Find a way of getting slow. Can't burn any speed off going round.
I have found that if you collapse the nose landing gear, you will have plenty of braking power. I found that too.
Cap, on my screen, your air brakes didn't come out.
I'll be right. I abandoned them the wrong way round. Of course I did. Right, in I come.
You got two noses ones down.
Gear down. Hit the gear down speed. That little yellow mark on the speedo.
Ooh. One came in hot.
Come on, slow down. This plane does not slow down. Slow down. Slow down.
Flaps?
I've got my flaps. Wow, I'm
Landing
doing a
flaps.
terrible job today, guys. Right, we're going to do the only
Oh,
thing.
I appear to have started a trend.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, there's four.
Works really well.
Alright, guys. I'm going to have to use one of you for something, but don't mind. It won't hurt. That's an excellent landing, guys. Right, how many survived?
I don't know.
Survive.
Good attrition.
Crew
All your landing gear to
Has anyone
survive.
got landing gear survive? No landing gear survive. These things happen, viewers. Guys, I'm going to set the mission, so we've got some baddies to kill, and then we're going to do Mig! Welcome back, viewers. That was a jolly bit of fun, but seriously, the man upstairs in control of everything has whispered in my ear that is not how you land an aeroplane, viewers, apparently. So don't land like that. Right, for this aircraft, viewers, in the high fidelity version, it's considerably difficult doing the steering. You have to kind of pull this handle here and steer at the same time, but in the Flaming Cliffs model, at least as I have it set out here, I don't need to do that. I just need to turn my rudder axis and it will just steer for me, which is kind of nice. If I can get the slowest spooling engine in the world to spool. There we go. Alright. We're going to do the same type of takeoff, guys. It was kind of ballsy and cool.
Yes, we are.
So in this case, of this aircraft, I've got just a single wheel brake, viewers, instead of left and right. So I'm going to use that to brake. Alright.
Let's go side by side.
The last guy to arrive. What can possibly go wrong? Everyone, on wheel brakes and spool. I'll speak to you in half an hour. Release in 3, 2. Wow, one guy's just released. 3, 2, 1. Now,
one.
just go. Just freaking go. Freaking. I'm aware it doesn't hold. It doesn't hold. It doesn't hold. Oh my god. It's too powerful for the brakes. Oh, I can't slow down.
Mine's not going at full throttle.
That's weird.
Put off your brakes.
Catch up. How did we not crash?
You're not airborne yet.
My airplane is shutting down. No.
Get another one.
Get another one.
I didn't do anything.
Right, flaps up. Alright guys, same vector, 070. Same thing, viewers, do not exceed Mach 0.9-ish, and there's the gauge. Right, press 7 to get the air to ground, and it'll automatically go to the bombs. Okay, in air to ground mode. Out of interest, can I fire the gun in air to ground mode? I can. Remember, I can use the gun or the cannon. I'm currently armed with the gun. Let's try arming the cannon out of interest. There's the cannon. NR-37, 30mm anti-bomber cannon. Oh, look at that. Just blew the sky up. Visual target already. Right, running in with bombs. There's basically no way of aiming at viewers as far as I'm aware. Just go in a dive and hope for the best. Try not to blow yourself up.
Cloud doesn't help.
No, it doesn't, does it, guys? We need is JDAMs. Why didn't JDAMs become an option for this?
We'll circle around and come in from the non-cloudy side.
No, I'm going straight in. Power. The slowest spooling. Tip, viewers, it takes so long to spool this engine, never fully come off the power, otherwise you will never get it back. So long. Running in. Alright, the world's
air brake.
accurate bomb, or use your air brake. And wait for it, wait for it, wait for it, wait for it, and drop. Go on, baby. Go on, baby. Oh, missed. Right, I'm going in with my 37mm smacky boom boom cannon. Which is actually a terrible gun to use, viewers. It's low velocity, so it's just like throwing tennis balls at someone. But with a bit more dip.
Ah, I got a hit.
But they hurt more.
They do hurt more, don't they? I guess it depends how fast you can hit tennis balls. Right, in we go. Wings are smaller than the Sabre, viewers, so it's not going to manoeuvre as well. And in fact, it's just harder in every way.
And it's got the tail with the
T-tail, so it gets a super stall credential. Alright. Plus side, one hit will kill anything. Oh my god, I almost crashed. Right, don't pull out too late, guys. Almost very hard to pull out.
Giggity.
Ooh, I'm gonna release it. Compressibility.
Roger. I think I finally need a new joystick, guys. The whole middle area of my joystick now it doesn't have any tension left on it, so it's getting impossible to aim now. But it's lasted like 4 years, so.
Just remember, you may have to input rudder in the opposite direction that you would think to input to get it to rock back up.
How did that miss?
Inverse yaw.
Jesus Christ, I almost crashed. God, you gotta be so careful, guys. Like, oh, one of you's just crashed. Yeah, that's why. That's why you gotta be so careful.
Doesn't do anything. Doesn't roll or.
Are you saying we actually have to fly the airplane?
No way.
Those cannons go off like bombs themselves.
Yeah. It's really inaccurate
Don't
though.
know.
If you aim it at a precision target, whoops, the cannon just goes left and right of the target. You'll notice that. Make more and more careful ingresses. I'm gonna strafe these troops with my cannon. Watch this, viewers. Hey troops, get some. Oh, 37. Jesus, they really are. They're like 500-pound bombs. Got some trim badly, so we need to sort of trim out. Well, so far,
That's a house alarm down.
the Sabre's been an awful lot more effective, just saying. I'm using my NR-37 as a anti-troop, what do you call them, grenade launcher.
Looks like a rocket from above.
Yes, it does, doesn't it? It really does. Right, I'm getting my eye in now.
Yeah, smell an explosion.
Still got some buildings to take out. We better put some NR-37 on those buildings, thinking about it.
Yeah, I'm already Winchester on them.
Alright, NR-37 on these buildings, viewers, watch this. Oh, I just blew the building to pieces. Wowee. I think I found my favourite new gun.
I'm looking forward to this downhill landing again.
This time I'm actually going to
By
try landing
looking
properly
forward
as
to
well.
it, does that mean dread and fear?
Ooh. Well, you know, Cap, just to get you pumped up for the situation, you can let the air flow in your hair.
Ah, right, stand by. Left control and Charlie will open your canopy, viewers, as you probably just saw.
Oh, I'm Winchester everything.
If you want to be super cool, that is. Alright, see you back at base. Yeah! I'll do one more gun strafe and then I'm out of here.
I can hear those guns going off from a mile away.
I imagine that's realistic. Yeah. Other than you might be drowned out by the wind coming across your canopy, but or the hairdryer engine you've got going.
Alright guys, I'm RTB. I'm actually going to try a proper landing as well, so let's see how that we get on with that. I just realised it's N37, not NR37 viewers. I stand corrected. It's the NR23 for the gun, N37 for the cannon. Right viewers, we're going for a proper landing. Watch this.
Ooh. Russian-made landing gear held together.
Nice. Superior to say, the question mark. Right, I'm going to extend more than 300 feet this time. And get up to a decent altitude as well. Alright, get below 500 clicks if I remember correctly. Gear out, flaps down. Base turn.
Russian landing gear, best landing gear?
Does appear so, doesn't it, guys? 300 clicks per hour.
Russian brakes, best brakes.
Does appear so, all round, doesn't it, guys? On radio, on speed, and lambda thing. I don't have my 37mm brake in it. Oh, now that was 100% caught on camera. There's no avoiding that. Alright, back down to 250 clicks per hour. Retrim. Oh, did I put my gear out? Yes, I did. Ooh, another just went down.
Nope, still up.
Slightly too slow. Alright. Down the threshold. And cut throttle. And plant it. Successfully planted, sir. Taken off again. Landed again. This is a difficult runway, I'm not gonna lie. Russian made landing gear, best landing gear. Russian made brakes, definitely best brakes, guys. Look at that. Well, that's it, guys. It's basically the same as the high fidelity but low fidelity, but otherwise a jolly good bit of fun. I actually had a good amount of fun there. Anything to add, humanoids?
I was gonna see if I could ramp it into a takeoff without the pilot.
Alright. Timbers off without a pilot to ramp it. Everyone wish him the best.
Oh.
Oh, come on!
That was not me.
No. Wow, it was impressive.
Isn't there?